Hello Leipzig, very good to see you. We are in residency, home away from home. My name is Halla Ólafsdóttir.
I'm Erna Ómarsdóttir.
We're working on the duet called the Juliet Duet. Mm-hmm. We are kind of milking the gifts of Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. Our previous piece was Romeo and Juliet, now it's Juliet. What you're gonna see now, we don't know still yet what it is. It's a remake.
Yeah.
Of a remake.
No, it's kind of
Of like a remake.
An echo of
love.
The ancient past. Yeah. Of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And other emotions.
Yes. It's gonna be around 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It's just the begin. This is just the beginning.
This is the introduction.
Yeah.
We are just working on it. We just started working on this part.
We practice it a bit. We're a bit sweaty.
Yes.
Sweaty.
Very sweaty.
And we hope you enjoy it. We're gonna premiere it next year.
We're supposed to premiere it tomorrow. No, today.
Today is our premiere day.
Yeah, today.
So
it's not ready. So we're gonna premiere it in 1 year. But we're gonna have a premiere party tonight. So
a good one.
We can do a toast.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We'll do another premiere party in 1 year.
Yeah. Hopefully we see you there, whatever. I don't know, that's maybe bullshit to say, but have a very nice evening. Also behind the camera is Valdimar Jóhannsson, who is also working in the piece with us. Yeah. I think that's it for now. See you later. Ciao.
Ciao.
forward. Back there. Observe. Forward. No battle muscle surgery. There's the skills process. You lie! Gregory, remember? Pull back your soul. His heartless hands. Turn, look upon thy, and part this man. Told peace. I hate the word as I hate us. Sir, ridicule or hell.
Sir, I say, no. No, sir. I do not bite my friend. You, sir?
Down the Capulet.
You quarrel, sir. Quarrel, sir.
Gotcha.
But if you do, sir, I am sorry. I'm sorry. Good man. Sir.
You will not let me go. I shall not stir to seek a fall.
You lie!
Gregory, remember. Prepare your subject. Enemies to the peace. Profane your soil. And hold the man to peace. I quench the fire of your turn the Benvolio. The pain of torture. Comes those bloody hands. Throw the universe fingers. What? Drawn and talk of peace. Please. I hate the word, as I hate heaven early breeze. And you have power. Rise disturb them. Peaceful houses. 8, 7. Claudia, those partisans. Cankers. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lie shall pay the price. Peace.
Give me my long sword. A crutch,
or a sword, I say. Come you accuse how flourishes this lady just practice. Once more, unpaid our villain captain. Oh, big up!
Stick up with that interpret. Satan, but his subject.
Speak, nephew.
Enemies to peace. The servants of this neighbor state. What call you? The beasts, the quicks, the fox, picnics with purple thoughts. Showing
More. Heart and heart. Another prince bloody heart. I can
throw your
so you can stay.
to the ground. And here
He's the son.
of your three safe brothers, red of an air, by the our capitals in moment. The threat is through. Cast by the grave sea hopes, we move the boss in hands of cake, peace, you cannot eat this. You ever stay your lies.
Tears of body. Clouds are more clouds.
You skin
The origins.
with me. Come, you this to know Father. This came
So brave in this chamber. Locks daylight now. Locks it out there. I know. Servants.
World you approach.
Yes. What do you mind?
Here was the servants and beauty reason close fighting. Henry did approach the holy fruit to pass
Secret and so.
some fire child with his sword prepared and heart, which has he created minds by years swung about.
And then cut you through the winds. They hurt without all. You were changing thrusters and blows more and more and heart and heart to the prince became parted either part. Oh, where is the Romeo?
Saw you him today?
Right glad I am. It's a breath, madam. Good morrow, also before. The worst is so young. Go to the east. East. Ours. East. What's the father? East. So fast. East. Your son. Not have tut mig jo, så tæt mig skruven. Og har ni haft det flot, hvad er det sjovt? Men jeg må med og aldrig with tears of mending the morning child. Oh me, what a frame was here. Inside, tell me not for all so soon. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why away from stealing love or anything of nothing for us to create? Heavy like the series of reshaping tales of artificial feather of black and white, tension, cold, first you. Oh, the celebrating. When no miracle, do you know the cause? I never know it. When I could love him, have you importuned him by any means, both by myself and other friends? The own affection comes close to himself. I will not say all truth. So secret, so close, far, far, and far, and far, and far, and far. See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his farewell. Be farewell. I will go along. And if you leave me so, stay there. Touch me. I have lost my mind. I'm not here. This is not wrong. Exit. Please step follow. And later. Romeo, good morning, cousin. Who's that? Good day. So down here, Romeo. Who's that? You right now. Below me. Sarah. And my father. Because in sadness of thankless roses, not having a woman as in love, out, sees fair out of her favor, right fair mark in love. Well, in that hate you will miss, see hath diance with, alas, just see well armed, alas, armed, charmed, alas, no bias. No electricity of beauty cold sees written and when she falls, no loving hate or anything of nothing. She has, but that's fair, like serious vanity, shapen chaos, clotting beauty, curse, better bright smoke, paralyzing health, still waking, slowly, spare what it is. Yes. I will feel more lovingness. Oh, cause I'd rather weep to get to that good heart suppresses me. How just like transgression of the beauties is a way to propagate these heavy masters that is fair ladies. Sure. They have breathe, strive. Oh, love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. But as love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. Past. Love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. Farewell. Love is a smoke. Love is a smoke. Smoke. And pain of smoke. 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 Does it bad? Tell me who. Bitter sick man in sadness. Word in earth. One in sadness, cousin. I do love a woman. I write to God Markman. She's fair, I love. Well, did that hit you, miss? You not be hit with Cupid's arrow. Seas of our turn,
make me despair. Too fair.
What I've said before.
Just be right here in this world. See, I have not seen the change in 40 years. Let me go somewhere by giving liberty. See, examine how we want to say. But see, this heavy mask. Kiss very. Get to my heart. Be the struck and blind. Precious. Scott Charles. This night that is past. What does the use to serve? What is that night? Again, you are my others. What happens? Stars, light, such comes. Servant, what Montague is about was I, and was I like. Tis not hard, I think, to keep the peace. Honorable reckoning, are you both? Then peace is so within all. But now, come, what say to my suit?
Try to patch
What I have said before, and this my child is yet a stranger inside my house. He has not seen the trade 14 years. That we can both see cleverize you and she are happy mothers made and too soon early made. The earth has soared more. Stranger in the world. She has not she a broken shin. 14 years. After mad, not too bad, but more than a man. Sure, to try to be a bride. Goddamn, what fellow? Our happy mothers made. And you unfortunately, my miserably made. I pray, can we then you see? She is a hopeful lady of my earth. But who her gentle stay, fellow? I can't think of her descent. But she agrees. Within her scope of choice lies by the taking we go. Lovely nieces. His brother Valentine, his wife and daughters, and your guest Bernice was mine. You are among the stewards, most welcome. My cousin people, and my poor house assembly. Our dressing stars, heaven light, this house, little Pilferdy. Yeah, it's gonna be a party. It's Cambridge. Fresh house, fresh females. Come quiet females. As I Körpers. Who shall we? Golden Night. Unobtained by. We compare her. A swan, a crow swan. Those who often drown. Just Clarence. You swallow a swan? Not travel in my life. The ocean sun is so but so was. Ah, you so
Ómarsdóttir. Hello. The two in Reykjavik. My name is Thomas Frank. I'm responsible of the program, the Residenz program at Schauspiel Leipzig. And as you probably guessed already, the rehearsal you've just seen wasn't actually live because Erna and Halla are here already ready for the talk. The rehearsal was pre-recorded. On the actual day, the premiere would have happened in Leipzig on the 16th of April, a couple of days ago. Tonight would have been the last show in Leipzig, and unfortunately, we have to postpone the whole project into early next year, probably February 22. I'm very happy about this extraordinary opportunity to have an online rehearsal sharing with Erna and Halla. Oh, we're getting more guests in the Zoom. And happened in Leipzig on the 16th of April, a couple of days ago. Tonight would have been the last show in Leipzig, and unfortunately, we have to postpone the whole project into early. Thank you. Okay. The story about Erna's and Halla's exploration of the ballet Romeo and Julia has a longer story, and we will talk about that a little bit more intense throughout the conversation now. But first of all, I'd like to mention that the audience is most welcome to join in any time through the chat in the YouTube channel. And you're very welcome to ask your question or give your comments in English or also in German. I will do my best to translate that. And we will see where that leads us. And yeah, we have prepared a couple of thoughts and questions and also insights in other productions for this conversation now. But maybe Erna and Halla, well, thank you first of all for this insight in the studio process, in the rehearsal process. Maybe you can give us some ideas first of all, where your interest in the ballet, in the Romeo and Juliet ballet actually comes from, and what makes you to do such a long-term exploration of this material, really.
Hi everyone. I'm Halla and Erna. Today is the first day of summer in Iceland. So happy summer. It doesn't look like it's summer here, but it is in our mind. So why Romeo and Juliet? This is what you ask them.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's our destiny, I think. no, it's a chance. No, it's a
luck. Maybe
luck.
Pure luck
or curse, maybe.
We don't know yet.
More a curse. No.
So a couple of years ago, Erna got a commission from a theater in Munich called Gärtnerplatz Theater from Karl Alfred Schreider. Sorry, you German people, for that pronunciation. And he called you basically.
Yeah.
And asked if
I wanted to choreograph new version on Prokofiev's score. And I said, no, thank you. And then he called again. And then I said, okay. I think it was already a very scary idea to do such a huge, historically, huge work, and then also didn't have that much time, if I remember. And I don't know, like then I started to just digest this thought, and then it got suddenly very exciting, and that it would be a pity not to do this. And then we had been talking to do things together in the past.
Yeah.
We met.
We had actually talked about doing, maybe it was the Swan Lake that we talked about doing at some point, but something about ballets at least. And then this. Yeah, it's some time ago. I don't remember exactly how it happened. It's in 2018. I actually had a day of I had a very some days are worse than others, you know, and I had one of those kind of low days. And I remember I said out loud, "Oh, I wish that somebody would just call me and tell me something fun." And then I had a bunch of missed calls from Erna, and she was actually asking me if I wanted to do a Romeo and Juliet with her, which then I felt like, oh, this must be meant to be. So I said yes, and that's where we start. We made a group piece in with a company of 20 dancers and a symphony orchestra in Munich called Romeo and Juliet, with the music of Prokofjew in 2018. And during that time, so much of there was so much material generated, and then us two in the studio, we felt like, okay, but we have I would love to just dance with you on stage. We had never. I mean, for me, Erna had been. She's very much older than me. No, she's just like a couple of years older, but. When I was young, she was like one of my idols. I was like, wow, you can do that. You can do this, what she's doing. And then I've always thought she's like an amazing performer. And then we became friends when we were a bit older. Anyway, so when we were in the studio together, it felt like we had like a bond. Like this was magic. And then
it was meant to happen.
Yeah, and then so after making the big version of the piece, we had a lot of leftover ideas that we actually wanted to do ourselves. So we made that. This is why the duet, just Juliet, or no, sorry, it's not called that. It's called the Juliet Duet.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, and now we're kind of stuck with this piece for the rest of our lives. So I think,
After you did the big spectacle in Munich, you proposed me to do a very small piece in Leipzig.
Yeah.
Which is basically right the opposite of the original approach. Given that it's without 20 dancers, it's the two of you. It's without the big orchestra, but with a contemporary composer. It's a very it's not really a minimalistic approach, but it focuses entirely on one figure, on the Juliet figure, the Juliet Duet, and you two do the Juliet. But what we've seen in this rehearsal now is not just the Juliet.
Just everything that happens before
she arrives.
So it's like the prologue. This was just the prologue that you.
So what you saw now is the first 20 minutes of the performance. And a rehearsal of the first 20 minutes, we have to say. We have like the ideas there, but maybe the dancing is not there quite yet. We're doing our best, but maybe that's also to maybe exercise Shakespeare there in the beginning, the words of Shakespeare, the spoken words of Shakespeare, and then we'll move on to our inner Juliets.
Kind of trying to get rid of the play by just like saying it out loud and dancing it. Some sort of exorcism also.
And who are these Juliets?
Yeah, we'll find out.
I mean, we're in the process of figuring it out. Sometimes we're the same Juliet, sometimes we are two lovers, sometimes we are friends. I mean, now I'm speaking in the piece. I mean, obviously we're always friends through the whole thing. I would say sometimes, I mean, we sometimes go into teenagers, and then sometimes we are menopausal women, as we are. It was also that's a link also for us, that the character of Juliet is 14, which is like a huge stage in a person's life, like a hormonal change. It's a big change. And then you have menopause for
people born with a uterus, and that's also a huge period of change and an interesting one. Like it's also, there's so much involved in that it is so different. Also, like anyways, blah blah. I'm just blabbering.
Yeah. A lot of hormones.
Yeah, we have a lot of hormones.
And with witchcraft, of course.
Yeah,
it's related.
Yeah.
And are there any Montagues and Capulets in your piece?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, there was this idea that we would do all the roles ourselves, just as a try out, a kind of a bar version. That's somehow maybe it's not that anymore, and like everything, the idea has changed. But sometimes we are still doing that, just doing an experiment with trying to be all the characters in one person, and then
then the element of what is that, when there's tension between two, I mean, which then we extract also themes from the story, and then we do our own, like, so there is definitely, like, we work also with this kind of like thing of to come together and then to be like opposite or two teams, or representing some kind of, I mean, we do definitely have the themes of love and hate and what is it, something
Right.
I mean, death and
love
and life and
hate. And then I think we also like a lot of working with echoing, or like repeating the story, repeating the ancient story, and repeating the repetition of the repetition, repeating ourselves, repeating the spoken word, repeating the ballets that have been done, and then repeating each other and repeating ourselves. Like that's also kind of maybe a way to get the demons out.
You told me that different to the previous piece, you have been working more with an audio recording of the drama, of the Romeo and Juliet drama in the rehearsal room, rather than with composition of Prokofjew. But and also in the rehearsal, like, this language increases. It starts as a mumbling, and it becomes more clear and articulate, and you seem to build your movements alongside the development of language. What is the relation of or how do you see the relation of the drama or the language, the spoken word, to the movement?
Somehow the drama, I would say, is like a filter that we can like jump through or bounce off or towards. So you have all of these, you have the language and symbolism that's there, and then it's somehow like a generous pool for making drama, or for working, like, for theater, the element of theater and drama, and then to also have, I mean, obviously we're both very interested in the language of dance or dancing, and we've been playing around with how to, through the spoken and written word, like how finding ways of generating movements in relation to it,
Also maybe it's also like, just by saying it, it's a way of putting it out somehow, out of your system, or so that it's not just in your head, like or like by there's something about this putting it out, repeating, dancing it. For me, it's it's for us, I think, a way to put another meaning, or like it's for me it by dancing the story, or then I kind of hear the words better just by, like I'm getting more interested in the words and in the play and in the by dancing them. I don't know. Yeah, there's maybe something to do with that's why we are the dancers. Or there's something about embodying. Yeah, keeping it's a concentration that. And
and then also to like there's also that thing of the element that was also in the previous show, the group show with Romeo and Juliet, that there's this element of oh my god, no, it got erased out of my head. Wait, there's there is like it's about having the narrative to bounce off, but then in the hope of creating like these thousands of narrative at the same time, so that there's an activation of like recognition, but then not consolidating. I don't know, my English is not conforming to the meaning that you originally had, or the idea that you had. I don't know. There's some kind of like a skew, making it a bit askew, or like
by layering it and going also sometimes through some.
But also by layering, like in contrast to this very concrete spoken words language, there's the music, which is a kind of abstract soundscape. By a composer you're working with.
And that is also like something that we are like trying to find these ways of like how to that somehow the sound is like this like is a very important performer in the show, that like the sound that we make as well as in together with the recorded sound, like the soundscape that you hear. Like how do they, and then I guess it's also like coming from, I mean, with like when we're playing with like classical forms, for example, as ballet, like it's just so tempting to make the ballerina scream and make noise, and it also makes us feel good. I don't know. There's like some, I guess, I'm going to use this word empowering, but for me, I mean, I think it's for both of us like really like to with through sound that you create this body almost or being in the room.
Breathing it, screaming it, dancing it, saying the name, sometimes insisting on like doing the ballet steps and pique, it's a pique, it's a pique, like insisting that we are doing a pique, and then the pique becomes something else than just a pique. Just a pique is beautiful, but so that kind of it is a kind of a healing, cleansing ritual that we are always trying to do.
But do you see that inherent in the figure of Juliet, or is that something you give into this constellation?
Wait, what do you mean? Say again. Can you repeat the question?
I was wondering if that's something I just wanted to come back to the figure of Juliet.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, because you could easily read it, like especially in the Shakespeare play, as a typical case of a victimized woman, and rather passive than active, and suffering and stuff. What you describe as an act of empowerment on stage was quite contrary to a very superficial first reading of Juliet would be.
I mean, I think we're along. She's there alongside of us. I mean, we're also not like maybe devoted to
playing
that it's a filter that she's there and she was there before us, and I mean and then we're older than what she got to get, like the character of her. I'm also seeing, like, I think she's very, like, for me she's like, if we're gonna go into like analyzing the story, which is, I mean, it's not really what we don't spend our time so much with the like literally analysis of the story, but I would say, like, for me she's a brave woman, very young, very, like, she takes this kind of like sleeping, I mean, there's this moment where she's like wondering, she's like in a tomb full of like dead ancestors. I mean, it's a scary situation and she doesn't know if she's gonna wake up or what's gonna happen when she wakes up. And the whole thing, I mean, you could, I don't know, that them taking their lives, like, that's, it's the only power that they have over their lives is to take it. Like, otherwise it's all decided for them, like, blah 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 blah. Am I making any sense?
Yeah. No, I think,
I don't know if it makes all sense to our audience. I haven't heard any responses so far.
No.
If there are any questions.
I mean, she's there and she's there in and out. There are also more
in between us and in us. Sometimes she's in us and sometimes
she's next to us.
Not, sometimes we have to call her.
Yeah.
We need sometimes like 1 hour to scream and breathe and jump around, and then she comes in. Yes, but and then she's sometimes not there for days.
Yeah, exactly. She's MIA. Well, that's what you say. Yeah.
But she is still kind of the excuse or the meet, like the vessel, or no, what?
I mean, like, maybe she's a good excuse for us to meet,
to keep on creating, and we are always using. We are using the story and her as something to give us directions, like a tarot card, like, or like to tell when we get lost on our track. Then we go back to the story and to Juliet to ask her what you did. A little bit. So, and we are following the especially when we get lost, we follow the
narrative, the original one.
But it might not, it might not be so obvious for the audience, but for us it's a way to to structure our us our chaotic days sometimes.
Our dear friend Sven Age Birkeland just posted here that listening. Sven is with us in the Zoom, actually, coincidentally.
It's my fault. I sent him the link. Sorry, Sven.
Sven is more welcome. Maybe for all others, it's interesting to know that Sven is the artistic director of Bergen Internationales Theater, BIT. And the two of you have been in a virtual residency in Bergen as well. You factually spent this residency in Reykjavik as well. Yeah. Maybe Sven, come out. Maybe you wanna join in our conversation.
Voila.
Here we go. We can't
You're
hear
muted.
you.
You're muted. But cheers. Voila.
Shit, nice. Sorry. I was so occupied with just listening to the second part of my meeting with Erna and Halla and this material. And for me, it was, it's good just to listen, because this process of, I call it process of musicality, is interesting to see how it changed over time. Mm-hmm. So we had our virtual residency and the public talk moderated by Alexander Roberts. Until now, I can already feel that things are happening and it's beautiful. That's why I'm listening.
Okay. Good to
And
have
it's
listened.
only the beginning. We have a lot of stuff that we
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
shown you.
yeah.
So we
I
have
don't doubt it for a second.
Lots of unisonos.
Yeah.
And strings.
Yeah.
And
Okay. We talked about empowerment here, but there's actually for me a more exciting or more interesting term you're using in relation to your approach on contemporary dance and ballet, and that's exorcism. And you applied this term of ballet exorcism to your big scale Romeo and Julia production already, and you repeat it here for the Juliet Duet. So this is an ongoing central issue for your artistic work as dancers and choreographers, I guess. But maybe before we go more deeply into this aspect of your work, I would propose to show short examples of the Romeo and Juliet ballet, and a very famous part of it, which is the dance of the knights, like der Tanz der Ritter in German, in two versions. One is by the two contemporary interpretations of it. Let's put it like this. Maybe Daniel, maybe if you could start the video, please. Danke. Vielleicht kannst du das andere direkt hinterher schieben. Danke. Thank you. So the first one was the Royal Ballet of England, I guess. Kenneth Macmillan was a choreographer, and the second one was the Romeo and Julia choreography production by Halla and Erna. And they must have been realized around the same period of time, like the recording of the English version is from 2019, and the other one also 2019 in Hamburg, huh?
Yeah, it was made in 2018, so we were.
18,
Oh my God! I see myself. Sorry, I'm gonna unpin this window. Remove pin. Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to say that just to name that we work together with, of course, 20 wonderful dancers, and then Christian de Bruyn did the set design, Sunneva Weisepol did the costume design, and Valdimar Jóhannsson did the video work, and Jakob did I can't say your last name, Jakob, if you're listening. He did the lights, just to say, like we weren't alone. Yeah.
But I mean, the reason why I wanted to really show these two approaches is to talk about, to give a bit more concrete impression about what the notion of exorcism on ballet means to you. So what I would be interested really is, what I would be really interested in is what is the demon?
I think like we both have like a love-hate relationship to ballet. So we've both at some point in our dance educations, that I guess it started for both of us when we were quite like, I don't know, around 10, 11 or something. I don't know, whatever, young. And so classical ballet was always somehow, there as this foundation you were supposed to have. And there's been a lot, like there's so we've both like experienced like this love-hate relationship to it. The hate one being like this constant criticism, self-criticism, and inside out and outside in, towards like like this image, the idea of perfection, and the image of like how the body should look like both in size or and in form. And then also this incredible feeling of when you just want to dance like a beautiful ballet moves, and it's just wonderful. And if you so there is this desire maybe to want to use ballet and the pantomime of it and the technique of it, but then also in mix with the
demon.
The demon, and another kind of like, so ballet, I mean, for us, this is, of course, for us, is this kind of light, there's a lightness to it. You're supposed to, it's you're not supposed to show that it's hard. You're not supposed to show all the effort, except in the way that you can do it, exercise it perfectly. So that there is also this, we wanted to bring in like a maybe a more louder body, a heavier body, that is like takes like more physical space, that is also together with the music, is because the music is I mean it's wonderful and crazy and very dominant. It very easily takes over the bodies on stage. So there is also this like, how the fuck can we find a way to be together with it, so that the music and the bodies work like in this relationship and not in that relationship.
Insist the music and breathe it out, scream it out, and there is a lot of ballet moves in the piece, and we love to do it, but we're just trying to find maybe other ways, if there exist, like to enjoy it, or to yeah, there is a, we talked about this kind of a cleaning, healing idea of yes.
No, I think that, yeah. What do you think about this, Thomas?
Yeah. We are using, we've been watching many, it's also doing like taking the ballet and the story and the music and repeating it, but also kind of, it's also getting it out, trying to wash it away, maybe also. Yeah,
there is at least, I mean, this desire to deal with history, with like, and then also when we say history, it's also like, I mean, okay, the history of the Shakespeare play, which is also like that goes. I mean, there's in Greek mythology, you have the story of I never remember it. Thisbe, no, Thisbe, and like the Romeo and Juliet Greek version of the or the Greek version of Romeo and Juliet, and then. This thing of that when Shakespeare writes Romeo and Juliet, there aren't really any laws about copyright, so he also writes it from a story that's called Juliet Romeo. I mean, so there's a lot of rewriting going on, and there is this like.
Also,
and the history also of ballet. So this is also relating to our history of dance, like a Western tradition of like the way we are schooled in dance, also, which is quite a colonial white history, maybe you can say, and so it's like bouncing off and towards and at and through and like
we also there is the Gartnerplatz theater and the dancers, where we brought something to them from ourselves, but also from all the ballets and all the history of the story of the work in music, dance, and the written play. And then now we do something. Yeah, we are also gonna bring it to Iceland Dance Company. So, but create, taking it as an inspiration and creating a new version with them. For their bodies and with their experience.
But what I found most striking, especially in the comparison of these two approaches, is that in your version there are no individual heroes.
Yeah,
I mean, in this more like, let's call it more classical version, the masters are there to make the hero even more sublime.
I mean, for us, it was important through the group piece with Romeo and Juliet and the version that we're also doing with the Icelandic Dance Company. It's important that it is very much a group piece. Almost all the dancers are on stage almost through the whole 2 hours of the show, and that it's very clear that you can shape shift through all the roles of the play. You can have like 20 Juliets, or you can have like, you can be Juliet, Romeo, you can be a cow, you can be a church, you can be a sword, fire. Like there are all of these like elements that roles that you can constantly shape shift through. And then I guess it's also like that idea of like working with such a big collective of people that also have this experience of like years of experience of collective work. Like when you're in a dance company, you really have like experience of working with these bodies on stage and people, and that you are
sometimes like a one body.
Yeah,
I mean, it is sometimes it's a solo, sometimes it's a group piece. They're all soloists and the choir at the same time somehow.
If they're soloists, they're always embedded in a group action. They're always part of a collective body. They're never, as far as I see it, they're never individual individual heroes.
No, exactly. And the roles go, they go like they're floating.
Yeah.
It was somehow
Everybody's Juliet and
yeah.
everybody's Romeo.
Exactly. So also with the scenography, we talked also about like a floating scenography. So the institutions would also be like the gold somehow, whatever, representing, symbolizing institutions or rich them. No, you don't say that in English. I don't know. No. Gold. Anyways, which is like, I mean, which is even more like the institutions are also floating somehow. Okay.
But if you talk about, let's go, okay, just go back to this thought. If you talk about exorcism, it means that you actually do believe in the core of ballet. It's just occupied by some devil.
I don't think it's believing about a core. I don't think it's about a core. It's about a tradition that you can enter in different ways, and that there's respect for those who have practiced it and still practice it, and like the time and effort and nuances that I mean, not nuances, but time and effort that like has been spent, like the hours that have been spent on it. But then also this kind of I mean, it's quite like that it can also be quite oppressive, like that it's super demanding on the body. It demands like very often, like now I'm talking generalizing and traditional gender roles and you have like the main role and you have the chorus, like very clear divisions, hierarchical divisions of how in representation and maybe in practice. I don't know. I've never worked at a ballet company, so I won't express myself about that. But there is something about the hierarchies of it that are interesting for us to like play with and enter also, to say yes and then to somehow go against or
embrace it and then
be teenagers and very mature women. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. We haven't had any question from the audience. I'm very happy about this moment to go into this dialogue with you, but maybe there are others.
Yeah. I don't know. Are there any people? We only see like you guys, so it's good for us. We feel like we're alone in the world.
I got the information that there are some others, but
okay, cool.
We can continue. I mean, it's more like a talk show than that.
It's a durational talk show.
all nights we're still. No, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so many things I want to say. Then I was.
Yeah, the next step would go back from this group piece and the idea of exorcism in this collective to the two of you.
Yeah.
Like how do you practice exorcism amongst yourself as a dance practice?
But it's quite clear in our, we come when we come sometimes not always in a good mood. One of us is maybe in a bit in a bad mood and the other one is okay, and then we just always we have a ritual where we always we warm up and we try to connect somehow through just running, breathing, screaming. We're warming up together, and mostly by the end of the warm-up we are it has happened to me that somehow all the demons seem to be more after the exorcism warm-up session, then somehow the demons are more how do you say, quiet or working. It sounds like they're like willing to work along, after having this first very often we have kind of connecting always through either dancing together, singing together, breathing, just gossiping or mumbling or like some kind of a way to.
We have a playlist that we
Yeah.
use, like we use the same playlist every day, and because also that our rehearsal period is also very colored by the sometimes there's a 2 meter regulations that we must have 2 meters in between us, so we kind of have like the individual warm-up, but that consists of like making the sounds that we hear in the music. So, and this is like, so we basically, as you say, dance and shout and sing and scream for like an hour, and yeah, that kind of tunes us in.
And we connect somehow better often after this wonderful session that I will miss very much.
Oh yeah.
And I always miss when we are not doing it. It is a kind of, it has been a life savior through this COVID thing.
It is great that you are able to do it actually at the moment.
Oh yeah.
You're at least in the that you can at least practice and rehearse.
Yeah.
I wished you could do it here.
Yeah.
Us too.
We are here, and there's a volcano erupting. Yeah, we even after one session, I think it was our fault that we had been doing a shaking.
Erna believes that we generated an earthquake.
In my megalomania, when
we're just, when you deal with Shakespeare and Prokofjew, you start to see yourself as a genius and a master. So we actually started the volcano eruption quite some time ago. Actually.
We were dancing with, like singing and shaking through Love is in the Air. We also sometimes use like all kinds of love songs that are, from ancient past and new, and all from all periods. And we've been shaking a lot, and then we went for a lunch, and then suddenly the whole
the bench that we were
cafe,
sitting on was shaking, and I was thinking like, why? How can she shake the bench, because it was attached to the wall? And then we looked up, and the whole cafe was like, it was a big one.
Well, the beginning of this, then there were many earthquakes happening since then, and now there is this nice volcano in Iceland, very beautiful attraction. We haven't been there yet. But,
she's working. She's trying to get. She's working for the travel industry now.
sounds like it.
Yeah.
But if you can please do me a favor, not to add the earthquake to the technical writer of the show.
No, it's
some discussions in the house here.
No, if we do it, it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay,
It can never be prepared. Yeah.
Please don't play Love is in the Air anymore.
Oh no. Yeah.
We do it without the band. Sven.
It was the.
You have to accept it. It was there already.
It was there in the rehearsal that you just saw.
But is this getting boring for people to watch now? I got self-aware.
We can, if there are no other.
I don't think people have any questions. We've been talking so much.
Maybe we're just killing all questions here.
Yeah.
We can continue that amongst ourselves and finalize this official part here.
Yeah. I think we should wrap it up soon, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Thank you very much for this, for being with us here in Leipzig and for sharing your process with us. I find that very brave, actually, to give insights into an unfinished piece in the anonymous public of the internet. That's quite something, actually. Thank you very much, and thanks for all your explanations.
It was very enjoyable for us, and thank you also for like that we could make this work, that we went ahead with the residency here. It's also the dance atelier here in Reykjavik, Iceland. It's a wonderful place for all of you that don't know it. It's a great place to rehearse, and Tinna Gretarsdóttir that's here taking care of it. She takes very good care of it, and is a wonderful artist person. Anyways,
yeah, we'll know more when we are there in 1 year.
We might introduce online works by Erna and Halla throughout the next week, but we will announce that through our channels. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for everybody for joining us, and bye bye. See you soon.
Bye.
ciao. Thank you.
Thank you.